I mean, I was, you know, it's a classic game, and one of the things that I was most proud of is the fact that we came back. You know, we had built that deficit against a really good basketball team and put a little different lineup on the floor, went small. I thought, you know, some of our young kids gave us a great lift, and we got more aggressive. We got to the free throw line, made five fouls in the first half. Come on. But they came back, stuck with it, and that's the #1 rebounding team in our league that we out-rebounded. We had a lot of positive things that took place. You know, I thought early in the first half, defensive transition, we looked like the team that was on the road, you know, playing at elevation that was coming from sea level because they got way too many looks in transition against us. And again, the turnovers, you know, we had 8 turnovers in each half, which still a little bit troubling, but right there, and you know, it's a pretty fine line with how this game goes. I mean, even at the end of the first half, you know, we got mental things that we need to clear up. We're trying to run a play and get the last shot of the half, and for some reason we run the play with 12 seconds left and get them a shot at the end, which ended up not counting. But I mean, that's a mistake that we made a week ago. So there's plenty of mental things that we need to clean up, but you know, I thought the kids battled.
What is it these last few games, the end of regulation time situations where it's only a couple of minutes? What's going on with the team right now, and kind of why can't they get over that block?
Yeah, I don't know that. I'm not. That's kind of a silly question. I'm not sure.
Is there anything to Jordan's situation right now why he's not able to hit his shots these last 2 games?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe we're playing. Maybe he's playing too much. You know, we got to. I told him. I told everybody in our locker room. I hope everybody's taking a good look. It's not on Jordan. He's a part of our team, but I think everybody in there, you know, had issues, and I'm taking a look at myself. We pounded through a bunch of stuff in shoot around today, and it was the first shoot around I think that we had all year that I didn't require our team to shoot free throws. So now I look at, you know, Brandon's woes on the free throw line, and as long as everybody's critical of their own performances, I'm not here to criticize anybody else or trying to stir anybody up because, you know, we're starting 4 sophomores. I don't know exactly where the expectations are when you talk about these close games, but hopefully when we're juniors and seniors, you know, we'll figure it out this year. But it's part of maturing and being able to close out some games.
When you came back from the run and you were able to cut it to 4 with a lot of the younger players on the field, what does that do for the team's confidence moving forward? You know, with these youth being able to kind of.
Well, I hope it's a good thing. It's keeping some guys engaged, and we're going to need some guys going down the stretch. I mean, even if you know, if this thing plays out the way we'd like it, and we get to play multiple games in Las Vegas, we're going to need some depth. And these kids haven't quit. You know, Ahmad and Kenneth and those guys are not maybe getting a lot of run on the floor, but they came out and you know, they just keep battling and made some good plays, and they're opening some eyes, and we're going to have to lean on some of that a little bit more. We went small with Jordan on the bench. Princeton was at the 4, Ahmad was at the 3. I thought that was a pretty productive lineup against the big team, so all pretty positive stuff.
Did you guys have a specific game plan where you were trying to attack Gordon to get him in that foul trouble where he fouled out early?
Well, we talked about it. I mean, there wasn't anything really designed. We worked on some one-on-one drills, and we talked about the fact that he's really energetic in his closeouts and he can be driven. You know, and our guys were thinking about that, but we didn't really want to call isolation plays per se. That was, you know, putting guys in situations. But there, as you saw, there were a number of guys that looked to attack him when they had their opportunity. Yeah.
Could you just talk about like the state of the locker room? Like, you guys have had so many of these close losses. And talk about your team being resilient. It's like, is there a time when it's just getting too disheartening?
No, it's not at all. I think we're over it. You know, it's not about what's taking place in the past. Our mission statement doesn't change. You know, it's the next game, it's the next practice that we need to focus on. We'll fix what's broken, what was broken in this one. You know, how many mistakes can you think of? It'd be about a 6-hour practice if we tried to fix everything, and our kids didn't want to make those mistakes. We didn't want to turn it over 16 times, and didn't want to miss free throws and, you know, miss a couple blockouts late in the game, but it's right in front of us. It's not like something, you know, disappointing loss, yeah, but it's not like, you know, the world's going to stop turning and, you know, we got to go back to the, I'm by saying, oh, we took them to overtime. I'm just as disappointed and upset as anything, but what can we do? You know, we're just gonna go into a hole and get depressed. It's still a game, and we've got a great group of guys to play with, and we've got a number, hopefully, of games left to play, and it's right before us. You know, shame on us if we're carrying baggage from anything that happened before.
Can you talk about the play of the bench guys with Wright and Leverage on the bench, and you guys made that run with your two best players on the bench? Just talk about the depth of your team.
No, that's that's kind of what we were speaking of. That's huge. That we need to lean on some guys, and I like our bench. I like our guys. It's been a little bit of a dilemma for me this year trying to find minutes for guys. But I thought DeLon and Jordan, weren't at the top of their games, and we switched our lineup up, and that was where we started to make a run. It's really encouraging for everybody. It's important that everybody in our locker room is part of this and engaged, and you don't want to get isolated. And our practices have been competitive, and hopefully it will continue to be so.